Hello and welcome back to the Weird and Proud Podcast. It's Sam and
Peach?
James.
Peach jumped up and licked the microphone.
As soon as we started singing, she knows. She says, I'm ready.
I'm ready for my camera. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Exactly. Also, James, if you're not watching on YouTube, James is wearing his cheese head. James, do you want to just get this out of the way and tell people what's the deal?
Happy football season.
Football season, he says, has begun.
It's the Hall of Fame game tonight. It's the first preseason game.
Well, it's August, basically.
July 31st.
Yeah.
It's still July. It's Chargers and Detroit Lions.
But when this comes out, it'll be August, but yes.
Oh, true. But it's still the Hall of Fame game tonight.
Okay.
Oh, then they'll know we're recording this on a Thursday.
Whoa. We are recording this on a Thursday. We're crazy. We're going to Maine this weekend.
But that's okay. If it's released on Monday, there will have been a whole bunch more football this weekend.
Yeah, I can't wait. What more football could there be this weekend? Just preseason stuff?
Games. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Preseason stuff.
Well, he's wearing a cheese head and he has his Packers shirt on and he's ready to talk to his boys.
It's football energy
all day long.
We have we're having a virtual horse race, like the Kentucky Derby, to determine the draft order for one of my fantasy leagues tonight. Okay. So it's very important.
Okay, got it. Seriously, at least you have something you're passionate about, and that's great.
It's a fun
that's
hobby.
Beautiful. All right, so now that's out of the way. If you're watching and you're like, why is James wearing a cheese head in July? We do have a great episode for you guys. We have a lot of different styles, different types of stories. Some, things that are happening. Breaking news.
We broke news last time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stop the presses.
This is where journalism really
peaks. Are we up for a Pulitzer?
Yeah. We have some breaking news. We have another cruise story. We've been talking a lot about crazy cruise stories.
Yep.
And then we also have we have update. What is going on with Chuck E. Cheese?
I need updates.
Don't you just feel like, what happened?
I need updates.
What happened to Chucky?
What happened to Chucky?
And then of course we have some science corner. The aliens are coming. Everyone gird your loins.
Oh boy. And
then of course we have some weird secrets too. Just a great little mix. Just a great little mix to keep you guys on your toes. You never know what you're going to listen to on this podcast. You could learn something. You could lose some brain cells. It's an either or, but that's what makes it exciting.
I could slip into some sort of fantasy football character very quickly.
Do it. Don't.
I'm on the edge. I'm on the verge.
Don't do it. Before we officially dive in, just a reminder that we do have a couple shows, some locals. If my locals are listening, I better see you. And there's I think there's like 20-ish or so tickets left for the show in Connecticut. And that's August 9th in Fairfield, Connecticut at 8 p.m. on a Saturday. So all of you people who make excuses about the weekdays, which funny enough, like we were talking about this, like for comedy clubs, in the summer, it's actually harder to get tickets sold on the weekends a lot of the times in cities. Because a lot of people are on vacation, like going to the camp or, or outside. Like they want to be outside. They don't want to be in a dark comedy club on the weekends. But during the weekdays. So that's why New York City, which we had to shift the dates. So sorry. This is technically the venue. They had an issue with a private event that they forgot. Well, whatever. August 27th now at Rodney's in New York City.
Yay.
So that's a Wednesday night. So get your tickets, SamanthaRamsell.com/events.
Rodney's great venue. Just want to remind people we've been there before.
Yeah.
Sweet
Very
people,
fun.
Great staff.
Little spot.
Not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah. Very intimate. If you're wondering, normally, people ask like how big, the shows if people get to do a meet and greet. If there is one that's, specified, like some places, have to get people in and out, so they make me like add in meet and greets to kind of keep them down. But these shows, meet and greets are free. free meet and greets.
I'm gonna meet and
we'll
greet
just
you no
be
matter
hanging
what.
out. Yeah, especially because they're local. There's no show after at either one, so we'll be able to chill, hang out after. Especially like in New York City, like we're always just hanging out outside, smoking, chilling.
That's the thing in New York, everybody does, and especially summer show. People, we're gonna all hang outside.
Yeah, you never know who's gonna show up there too. Who was it? Craig Robinson showed up last time we were there.
That was so sweet.
So
he
you
was
never know
phenomenal.
from The Office if you don't know. All right. Anyways, anywho, let's move on. Okay.
Transition.
You ready for breaking news?
Oh my God.
And not just breaking news in the US, but worldwide. Worldwide.
Prestige like Mr. Worldwide? Prestige Worldwide.
Close. This is actually happening in China, okay? But this is like one of the craziest stories. I obviously saw this on TikTok. It was going viral.
So it's real?
So it's no. It is real. This is a real news story.
I'm joking.
This is a real story. But right, it's of course going viral. All the kids are talking about it. Okay. This man in China catfished over 1,700 men by dressing up as a woman, by putting like makeup, doing this whole getup, and catfishing these men online. He would lure them to his house, record the whole thing, and then was like, I think he did this, I think it was at least like 4 or 5 years, recorded all of these encounters, and then sold them and put them online. And it was in a town that's like almost like kind of like the size of Stanford. Like it was like kind of like a smaller city.
Okay.
And it's like one of the biggest news stories. It's of course everyone, in China, it's everywhere. But it's called Sister Hong. That was what he went by. His name was Sister Hong. He said that he posed as a like mid-30s woman who was just divorced, no kids. He would put on makeup and a wig and like a bra and everything, catfish these men over there. And he was really a 38-year-old man named Zhao. And he finally got caught because someone put it together. All the backgrounds had the same background in the video. And they were able to like pin it down to that was coming from his apartment, his place. And yeah, he was able to be charged and arrested July 13th. Like this just happened. And they were able to like charge him on distributing illegal content.
Okay.
But then also he came up positive, or he was either a carrier of HIV.
HIV. Oh no.
So now they're having like this public health epidemic in
of
China.
HIV?
Yes. Because a lot of the times too, like, was this, especially huge gossip with, the men who had wives or had families. There's so many different like athletes and like some like kind of semi-famous people.
I have so many questions.
Not famous, but like kind of like B-list, C-list celebrities that went to him. Yeah.
I have so many questions.
Like what? There's only
what was the content?
Sexual acts.
So
they said sexual acts. So I imagine like maybe like he was giving a BJ.
Okay. So
right, like I would imagine they would figure out.
They still did. They like.
Yeah, look, they assumed it was a woman.
I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum, right? If those men that were catfished liked a man dressed as a woman, that's okay.
Yeah.
Did they like that? They didn't know. They thought this was a woman. So they did think this was a woman the whole time. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Until they found the video online and it came out.
Who would he sell it to? Who buys these
I don't
things?
know. Some sort of like, almost kind of like a red tube, like one of those type of corn sites that's illegally, really sketchy selling and purchasing of, kind of amateur style.
When you were first telling this, the word that just kept repeating in my head was blackmail. Like I thought he would have blackmailed them.
Apparently there were some conditions where he was trying to do that, or he said he would take it down if they sent a certain amount of money.
See, that's what I thought was going to happen. Okay.
But like he hasn't gone to trial yet. So, and again, like he's just cross-dressing. He's not saying he's not transgender. Like he just was doing it just to fuck with people, basically.
Trying to make some free money.
Yeah. So crazy, and that's like just been going crazy.
Was he straight or gay?
TikTok. They didn't say.
No.
I mean, I would assume he,
I'd assume he was at least
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, unless again, he's like, listen,
if he would just wanted a quick buck, I guess.
Right.
So
I mean,
it's the oldest profession, supposedly.
Oldest trick in the book.
Yeah. There you go.
So, anyways, so if you hear about Sister Hong, or if there's a lonely conversation at your family summer dinner.
Yeah, make sure to bring that up at the family barbecue. The kids are heading back to school.
Have you guys heard of Sister Hong?
They need something to talk about. Especially if you're that aunt, uncle, or cousin that's probably had a few too many.
Yeah.
That's the time.
That would have gone to Sister Hong.
Yeah, throw that down. Yeah, bring it up.
And are you sure you didn't check and make sure were you a Sister Hong? I think I saw you on the list, Uncle Joe. Okay, moving on. So every so often comes up a new article with Chuck E. Cheese, right? Like you hear all these crazy, I mean, they've had some pretty bad PR.
Can we get your take on Chuck E. Cheese from your childhood perspective?
Well, that was the thing, is that Chuck E. Cheese, like if you had a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, first of all, like you were rich and lavish.
Okay.
It definitely like costs more than like, having a couple of kids over for a sleepover.
Okay.
So it was always like rich and lavish. And that was like the creme de la creme. That was, again, I feel like growing up, like it was so expensive. Like that's what, kind of our parents gave the impression. Anytime we asked, like, we want to go to Chuck E. Cheese, they're like, money doesn't grow on trees, costs money. And that was the thing too, is that you got in, but then you have to pay for all the games and stuff.
Yeah, Pat's Pizza's better anyway.
Yeah, right. Our local pizza place. Anyway, so it was like the coolest place, I feel like, when I was a kid.
I just wanted to make sure that everyone had perspective on that.
Right. Well,
got it.
And again, this is more for nostalgia flashback, because I feel like a lot of you guys probably out there are millennials, or like, didn't you go to Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
was it cool?
I was in such a absolutely.
Okay.
But I'm from such a small area. It was a hike to get to a Chuck E. Cheese. There wasn't your neighbor local Chuck E. Cheese.
Spot.
Yeah.
Well, so last week this man was arrested at Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh no.
The mascot for Chuck E. Cheese. And this is what kind of went viral, is like the actual mouse in the costume getting arrested at a Chuck E. Cheese. Oh. And kids crying in the background.
What did he get arrested for?
So credit card fraud.
Okay. Better than what I was picturing.
No, totally.
Okay.
Totally.
Look, credit card fraud,
scary.
Not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing spooky.
Thank God. Okay. Thank God.
But it, of course, was, the video was going viral of the mouse, whatever, getting arrested, and all the kids, crying hysterically. And like one girl's like going after, like trying to like beat, hit the cop to like let him go.
Oh, I need to look this up. That sounds funny now.
Guess where it took place? Just guess. What state do you think?
Wisconsin?
Close. Well, I don't know. Florida.
Oh, wait. That makes way more sense.
But so it went down this hole, and then I saw there was this guy who did a breakdown of like, what was the downfall of Chuck E. Cheese? Because I feel like it was the cool thing. Nowadays, it's kind of like a joke. It's like the butt of the joke. Like they're always, jokes about like the weird people that hang out at Chuck E. Cheese, and it's kind of cheapish now, I feel like. So basically, the creme de la creme, like when they were at their best, was 1997, like their best year ever, which makes sense because I was 7 at the time. That's
7 or 8 years old.
Prime Chuck E. Cheese. And basically, this guy thinks that number one was just the food, was how low
quality
effort,
food.
Yeah, low quality, low effort food.
That would have been my first guess. That's around the time that celebrity chefs and like, you could get better food in whatever area you were in.
Yeah.
Then, right? That's when celebrity chefs started really taking off.
Yes.
The Food Network was
and like
cranking.
Pizza, like you could get a really good pizza now at so many places. There's so many different chains that were popping up. Papa John, Pizza Hut, like it was just, not mind blowing that you had 2 flavors, cheese and pepperoni. Yep. Right. And then they also really didn't cater to the adults much. Because at the end of the day, the adults are the ones paying for it.
Gotta serve beer.
Well, and that was the thing too, is this line of family friendly. And, again, they had low quality food. The entertainment itself was the animatronics too. Like that was a big driving. And so they did try to put beer and wine at some of the locations to see how that would work with the adults. But it just started like adults were getting blackout and like getting in fights, and there were like literally brawls. Apparently where was it? In 2016 in Pennsylvania, there was a family brawl with almost 50 people
At a Chuck E. Cheese?
at a Chuck E. Cheese.
Did not know this. Wow.
50 people were
Wait,
involved.
what state was this in?
Pennsylvania.
This was Pennsylvania.
So that was kind of like the other big thing was like, they couldn't find a way to do it
the right way.
Yeah, the right way. Maybe, I don't even know what the answer to that is, like making it really like more expensive so they don't drink as much, or I don't know. But then because of that too, it kind of spiraled with getting some bad news stories of these brawls breaking out. And a lot of parents were scared to bring younger kids, but the older kids were kind of growing out of it.
Yep.
Like the arcade games weren't as cool as you got to be like a teenager. You didn't want to go to
back in my day,
kid.
You could play Nintendo, but arcades had way better games. These days, you starting around that time, 97, 98, PlayStation's out, Super Nintendo, N64 is out.
Yeah.
The games you're playing at home are just as good as the arcade.
Yep.
The arcade doesn't have the same draw.
So, and apparently like they were having like child labor investigations too, because they were having issues finding good quality people to work there.
Yeah.
That were like, had to kind of be babysitters in a way, because a lot of the parents were half not paying attention.
Yeah.
And, they end up hiring young kids, and some of them, there's just pieces of equipment they're not allowed to use. So they ended up by 2020, which of course with COVID, and no one could really gather for birthday parties. And of course, like, it's a cleanliness factor too. Like a lot of people all of a sudden are like, oh, these ball pits with all these kids like slobbering all over it, and then there was this, I don't know if you remember this. I remember watching this on TikTok too happen, where they tried one last like Hail Mary, where they tried to do DoorDash or like Uber Eats over 2020 in the summer. And they called it Pasquale Pizza because they had such a bad name for their pizza.
They had to come up with something.
They're like, oh, we can't say we're Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Like no one's going to order it.
Yeah.
So they rebranded as Pasquale Pizza, kind of like Ghost Kitchen.
Yeah.
Someone found out, and then like everyone was like pissed at that, being like, that's so sketchy. Why would you do that?
A terrible PR and operations. More so, their operations department is not good.
Yeah. It just left like in the 90s, I think, unfortunately. Yeah. But apparently they did declare bankruptcy in 2020, but they've made like someone bought them out and they've replaced now all the animatronics. Apparently that was a huge investment of like trying to upkeep the technology for those.
Yeah.
And they just weren't cool anymore. And there are more and more horror movies.
The Friday Night Freddy's.
Yeah.
Is it Friday Night at Freddy's or something?
Like that.
You know what I know that. I know that they took a hit for that.
Yeah.
I know they did.
It was like kids were really terrified of it. It was kind of, kind of funny how that happens. But they got rid of all of those. But now, they're trying to add more interactive stuff too. But we'll see and they're also trying to use third parties for food, which is obviously really smart. So like they sell like now Cake Boss there to sell desserts.
Oh.
So they're not cooking in-house.
They got professionals doing it.
They got professionals, and then they just kind of resell it. So it'll be really interesting to see. They're trying to like make a comeback in some way, shape, or form. But Dave & Buster's has, kind of taken over that department too, with being more of like the adult. But, again, for like younger kids, there really still isn't a spot for,
I wonder,
would really younger demographic.
That's what I wonder, if parents would feel even comfortable taking young kids to a Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, that's what, like, I don't think
so, right?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, who
teenage
knows?
kids
are
for sure.
people even having birthday parties anymore?
I don't know.
What was like your most lavish birthday party? Do you remember?
We used to play like baseball or sports at a lot of my birthday parties.
Yeah.
I can't think of, that was a long time ago.
Would always.
What did you do?
Well, I never got to like go anywhere, but my mom would let me, I forget like what book it was. There was some magazine that would give you ideas for different themed parties to have at your house.
Interesting.
So my mom was like, you can pick a theme and like I'll help you make like homemade decorations. So I'd always get to have like 3 or 4 friends over.
Yeah.
And like I remember one we did like tenting camp out, and like we got to put the tent up in the basement.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And have like s'mores. And those are like the memories. I'm like, oh, that was so fun because we got to like.
We'd go out. So the cabin, the family cabin.
Yeah.
We'd have some. They would be out there. I'd want to have it out there once in a while. When I was really young, we loved playing baseball, and then we did have a pontoon for a while, and we'd go fishing.
Yeah, because your birthday's in May, late May.
Yep.
Mine was in November, so like that's why like the camping thing was cool because it was winter, turning to winter. Good times. Kids will never know these days.
What was the weirdest thing that I wonder the weirdlings did for their birthdays?
Oh, yeah, what's the weirdest?
Any good crazy kid birthday stories?
That's a good one. What's the weirdest thing you did for your birthday? I know, like, I feel like there's got to be. I was trying to think if I did anything, like, really weird. Other than just I'd always want pets. I'd always want mice or lizards or, like, some new animal.
Shocking.
Okay, so anyways, that's just the news on Chuck E. Cheese. I just feel like that was important. As like my nostalgia goes on.
Chuck E. Cheese is definitely a weird and proud type place. So
like whenever we got to go, those few and far times between.
Yeah.
They were lavish. They were memorable. Like it was the peak of luxury. Or even the Discovery Zone. Did you have a Discovery Zone? Or do you know what that is?
I did not know what that was.
That was kind of like just the jungle gyms and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
Good times. Miss those. I wish they should have ones just for adults. I feel like that would probably end in a
David Buster's.
lot of injuries. Yeah, but like, more of like the physical ones where you get to like go through the playgrounds and stuff. You remember like the
they
tubing?
Have stuff like that kind
of.
Do they? Yeah.
Huh. I know we have like a bowling place near us that does laser tag, and I've always wanted to go back and do laser tag one day.
Yeah, we can go back and do laser tag again. We've done it before.
Good times, laser tag. All right, moving on. Okay, so again, talking about all the cruise disasters.
Oh, here we go.
So obviously we had the whole poop cruise disaster.
Exciting.
And then we talked last time about Amy Bradley, which if you haven't watched that on Netflix, you must, but about the girl who went missing on the cruise.
That one still, I feel.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of people discussing like what, there's a lot of people kind of arguing about it online. A lot of people think she jumped. A lot of people maybe, again, think she was like throwing up or was sick. Too drunk, fell over. It's a big thing. I don't know. It's too tough. I don't know, guys. But this one, someone had messaged me and said, oh, you think the poop cruise is bad? My parents were on the 2019 Viking cruise. And I was like, I've never heard of that. And she was like, yeah, look it up. So I did. And I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. This is also like if you go and look up, then I started to look up like, what are the top cruise disasters out there?
They go around Europe, right?
They do.
The Viking cruise. I know. I'm familiar.
Yep.
They're doing a lot of marketing right now.
They are. Well, I know a lot of these cruises are, trying to
get back in the.
Yeah. But this happened in 2019. So this was not that long ago.
Pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID. It's called the Viking Sky Cruise.
Okay.
So this was in March 14th, 2019. And they do like the Norwegian coast.
Okay.
So it also gears very much towards a more elderly crowd.
Okay.
They're not really like family friendly-esque. Like it's very more like retirement community.
We get along
type
with that
vibes.
group very well.
Yeah, we do. There's about like 1,300 people on board.
Okay. I like it.
They said like 60% were American. The rest were a mix of like people from UK and Australia. But again, it was a lot of elderly, older, probably the median age was 60.
That's probably why I'm getting ads.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. They saw you looking up your colonoscopy, which you better reschedule that pretty soon. It'll be on you like white on rice.
We'll have it.
So everything was going fine for a little, for a couple days, but then there ended up being some sort of mechanical issue. And on top of that, they ended up getting really bad weather. So, some guy was trying to explain the mechanics and how the weather had to do with like the oil, levels in the engine, whatever. Either way, they were having winds up to 40 meters per second, which is 90 miles per hour.
Just going to say that's fast.
So 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And they were having up to like 20 to 30-foot swells.
Oh.
And they were having like all these alarms were going off. They had some engineers on board trying to fix it, but finally at one point, like after like hours of like alarms going off and people on board freaking out, both the engines just stopped working.
Oh, jeez.
And the issue with this was versus the poop cruise. So the issue with the poop cruise is when they lost their engines and power, they were in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
So like they didn't really have to worry about running into anything or anyone.
They are on the coast.
They were on the coast.
A very rocky coast.
A very rocky coast. And they at one point said they're about 100 meters away from the coastline.
Oh.
Which is about like 328 feet.
That's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, which is extremely close for a huge cruise line like this.
It's a football field.
Yeah, right. And I mean, yeah, that was their biggest issue. So, again, they were like trying to figure it out, but hours later, again, their power completely goes out and they lose their stabilizers, which, keeps the boat afloat and even keeled.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, with the bad weather, the boat was rocking up to 14 degrees to the side.
Jeez.
Which like it's hard, like 14 degrees doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot for a huge cruise line ship. And the biggest issue was like obviously all the furniture flying everywhere. And a lot of these people were like in wheelchairs or like already, weren't as nimble.
These are older people. They might break a hip.
Yeah. Like there were parts of like the ceiling tiles falling down. That was another huge issue. And then even like the bottom of the boat, like water was washing up so much that it was starting to take on water.
Yeah.
But again, like the biggest issue, they were running out of time was just they couldn't also get their anchors to work. Because the anchors work on mechanics.
On the mechanical. So if that's
they couldn't
down.
anchor to like stop floating closer and closer to the shore. So at one point they're just like calling a mayday and they're like, we don't have time to mess around.
Get a tugboat out there.
The only thing is the weather was so bad they couldn't get a tugboat
out there.
So what they had to do was rescue everyone by helicopter.
Out. That's what was in my head.
That was the only option. They couldn't even use the lifeboats because a couple of them got damaged. And they also use mechanics.
Would you want to get in a lifeboat with those high swells?
Well, that's the thing is they're like, there's no.
That's got to be way more. I'd stay on the big boat.
Right. It's like you'd rather be safer up here. But they were worried, again, worst case scenario, they crash into something. They're like, that water is so cold, like no one would last 10 minutes in that water. So they started, the engine issue started like overnight. They called a mayday at like 12:30, like because they were so close to shore.
Yep.
Luckily, they could get to them really quickly by helicopter. But there's like 900, technical people that were aboard, or the customers. The other were staff, and it took them starting at technically like 1:30 p.m. They had about 5 helicopters, 5 to 6 that were unloading 2 people at a time. So they started at 1:30 in the afternoon and they finished by 3 p.m. the next day.
And this person's parents were on there?
Yes.
We need you to call in.
I know. I don't know if she listens or not. She had messaged me on it. Well, I mean, she obviously listened.
We need to talk.
Well, I had posted about it on Instagram
we need
too.
Your
I don't know if she does listen.
Give your parents the link to SpeakBite.
I should message her and say, please, like, call in and like, have your parents
That's
like tell them.
Did everyone survive?
So,
it sounds like
thank God they said.
Wow, that's good.
A miracle, everyone survived, but there were like 60 or 70 people that were injured, varying injuries.
Had to have been.
Between, again, furniture and just, the moving ship.
Had to have been a bunch of people injured, but everyone lived.
But everyone lived. How crazy is that? They're like, this could have been such a worse disaster than it ended up being. Thank God, like the staff was great and prepared, to like all, and it's just crazy when you go onto a cruise the couple times we've been on and you go to that first safety meeting and you're like, oh, this is so dumb. I just want to start my vacation.
Nope.
I don't want to go. You're
Pay
like
attention.
5 drinks in. Yeah, pay attention, because they were like, that really came into all the different stations that people had to go to. Luckily, because there were, they're like, because I think it was adults, people were like listening better.
At least a little more organized and mindful of, I don't want to die.
Right. But I had never heard of this before.
I didn't know that one. No.
So anyways, that's another, add that to the list of terrifying
of reasons to go on a cruise ship.
Cruises. Would you ever go on one if I did, like,
if you wanted to go on a cruise?
I don't think I could do it anymore, James.
Can I think of other things I'd rather do? Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes. That answer is yes.
I know. Maybe if it was like really free and it was like 2 days and we go like
free is different.
Close.
Free cruise, I could be talking.
Yeah. Well, I had won one for work. That was how we went on.
That's how we went.
First trips we went on together.
It was fun as hell.
I won it through work. It was like, and it was we went out of Florida. We stayed close. I forget where we went. Key West and Bahamas, like Mexico or something. No,
it was a Mexico cruise. Nope, it was a Mexico cruise.
And because it went to Cancun.
We went to Cancun.
Yeah. And it was only like 3 days and it was fine.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit of crappy weather too. Sometimes that's with all trips though. You just never know. It's kind of a roll of the dice. If you're going to get good weather or not. AKA Fiji. Flashbacks. PTSD. All right. Those are like all my weird. What did you think about them?
So the Viking cruise, intriguing that they're doing so much marketing right now.
Yeah.
And they do like luxury other ones. They do like the French Riviera.
Well, there's like luxury cruises now. They're trying to like really push
the smaller.
Smaller like yacht.
See,
style.
That would be
that I can do more.
That would be way more fun if it were a smaller cruise with less people. Like even if it's like 30 people, right?
Oh, well, that's what it'd be. So one time, a couple years ago, we were looking at Fiji too. We're also comparing maybe Galapagos because that's always been on your bucket list.
Galapagos is 100,000,000% on it.
And the only real way you can do Galapagos is by a cruise. It's the best, most efficient way.
It's the efficient way.
And it's small. It's like literally 25 people.
That's different. Yeah. No. That's a different thing.
Totally.
When you take cruise ship, the first thing you picture are the carnival big, not a lot of appeal for me on that.
No. But again, I can see for families, like when we would go.
Families, absolutely.
I can see, because for some degree, you do feel like it's kind of safe because you would think.
I would think, look, and we can talk about all these horror stories, but people, of course, you're way more likely to get in a horrible accident in your car near your home than you are on a cruise ship. Yeah. It's just numbers. Driving around your hometown, you are much more likely to have an accident than on a cruise ship or on a plane or anything.
Someone said too, you're also less likely to get in some sort of disaster on a cruise ship than you are on a train. Trains are more likely.
No, that I can see that. Yeah.
Supposedly. Who knows? That also could be fake. That's what someone said on TikTok.
The numbers are, you can fudge numbers when you need to sometimes.
But I was like, oh, really? Huh. And I'm like, what kind of trains? Like, are we talking about the United States trains? Are we talking about like sketchy
the good European trains?
Yeah, or like the sketchy.
Oh no, European trains I trust.
Oh yeah. Those are the only trains I would trust. Yeah. All right, so that's just a little bit of weird things that you guys need to know. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Again, I'm in my nostalgia era.
Do you have a weird watch for the people?
Oh, do I have a weird watch? No, I feel like we haven't, like, other than like we were talking about, we've done the train wreck series.
The train wreck series. I have
we were catching up on that.
I have 2 things for people to watch for this week.
Okay. Yes. Please.
Something I'm very excited for, and I don't know if I'm the target population for this, but I loved the Netflix Wednesday with Jenna Ortega.
I know, you're so weird.
That's coming out.
Yeah.
I loved the Addams Family series.
I know.
I think it's funny, and it's Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's a genius.
Well, that just honestly gets me more excited just for fall and spooky vibes.
Oh yeah. So
that's like what I think of when I think of Wednesday, and for that, I'm excited for it.
But this one is, I'm definitely part of their demographic. And I don't know if it's this week, but my Hulu show, Only Murders in the Building, is coming back too.
Oh my God, I know you, James.
Only Murders in the Building is
so you. It hurts.
Oh, it's great.
So your humor.
But it's Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, Selena Gomez is great in that show. She's really good in that show.
Yeah.
And she is such an odd duck to be paired with those two.
Yeah.
But she plays her role perfectly.
Totally. Yeah.
She's really good.
Balance.
Yep.
Yeah. I can see where you're like, I just fell off. I just, my attention span I have of like a 2-year-old.
It's not as much your humor either. And that's okay.
Yeah. Well,
But there's a lot more stars on it. Like Paul Rudd is on it. Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is in it.
I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. I'll think about where you maybe getting back into it.
All right.
I'll think about it, James. All right. Well,
we got football to watch.
And James, you also, it's time for do you have your song?
I've been tweaking the song. I didn't tell you that last week.
You did? You've been working on a remix?
We'll
out on the remix?
I need to add the word observation in there because science is really about observing things too.
Okay.
And I felt like I'm not doing science. It's full credit by not having that in there.
Okay.
But we can sing, "It's the Science Corner. Hope you stay to play.
Hey.
It's the Science Corner. It can change your day. Science is fun questions made by you and me. Let's start the Science Corner with curiosity."
Gorgeous.
Science is fun questions. Observation, fun questions. Not the same amount of syllables. I got to work observation in there somewhere.
I was working it out. Made for curiosity. If you're gonna go, then you're gonna be me.
I'll rap next week. Don't worry, I will.
Oh yeah, we'll do a little remix. Wrap it out.
Tell me about
what
you sent me.
I sent this to you.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, this was one by my request because, of course, as you guys know, there's not a day that goes by that I am not trying to convince James that aliens are real. And I saw, of course, shocker, I saw it on TikTok, and this guy was talking about how this guy from Harvard, he, of course, studies space, something in space, and he's been watching this craft that he says been quote unquote coming towards Earth very aggressively, quote unquote, and he is almost 100% sure that it is alien like. And I saw it was from Harvard, and I found the specific article that looked legit. It looked like a legit publication. So I was like, all right.
They put it.
James might look into this.
I was going to look into him. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, he's very much in the idea of, like, he's written like 9 books about the potential existence of extraterrestrials.
Yeah.
Okay. So should we start with him? Yeah.
Why? You think he's just a little hokey?
Yeah.
Hokey pokey?
Even though he's at Harvard?
Around?
I think he's probably got a fun class that he teaches, and they probably keep it full. He does have a PhD in physics.
Yeah, like he's not like a dummy.
No, he's smart. No, he's smart as shit. And look.
What's his name?
Avi Loeb.
Yeah. So he's the scientist at Harvard.
Yep. So the idea of the existence of aliens, the idea that there is some form of what our human race
that. I know
would
you
define.
something.
There's something,
Is
right?
there a craft coming towards us?
No. That would be my guess.
But why does he think that?
Because I'm sure it's good to get on the news sometimes. He's probably got a book coming out.
James.
I'm being an ass right now. Yes. No, look, so I do like what he said. I didn't get enough information, and I'm also I like to make fun of when you send me these things. So he says a comet doesn't normally take this path. Back to science is observation and learning. There's a lot of things that we don't know about space and how things move and go, right?
Yeah.
That's well known. So right now with the James Webb telescope, which I think is one of the coolest things we've done in humanity over the last 30, 40 years for sure. It's like a $10 billion project. The James Webb telescope is really, pun intended, shining some light on the understanding of the universe, right?
Okay.
And how things move through the universe do happen differently than what are some of the rules, you could say laws, but I'd say rules of physics.
Yeah.
So this comet supposedly is moving in a different way than what would normally be described, right?
So when is it supposed to get here?
And it's supposed to cross the sun, and that's again 92 million miles away, right?
Yeah.
So at the speed of light,
Yeah.
it takes 8 minutes to get here.
Yeah.
Right. So that comet, I didn't look to see what speed it was going, but it's definitely not speed of light. But that comet will be passing, I think, between or near Mercury and the sun at the end of October.
Oh, okay. So we got a couple whiles.
We still got a little while. Yeah.
Before we die. And it's called 31 Atlas is the name of the comet or the craft.
The comet
of the extraterrestrial.
The comet.
James, but you're not scared that it has a different path and that has different speed and an unusual trajectory?
I'm scared of cruise ships and super volcanoes.
Oh. James, aliens, if you're listening to this, which I just like have a feeling that there's a chance an alien's listening to this, just like show up. Actually, show up when I'm not there, if you could. Right.
Why wouldn't you want to meet an alien?
Well, I would if you just don't touch me or scare me too much or scare my animals.
What if I'm sure they're just fine. If they're already amongst us, then they're just fine.
Well, scare you is what I'm hoping.
We, the idea of aliens taking over is one thing. But what if aliens were in a worse situation and simply need to blend in? What if they're literally refugees and we're just helping them?
Okay. Yeah,
that's an
fine.
alternate story. There's
great.
Yeah.
Come on over.
This can be spun in many different ways.
Come on over, baby. But they do say so. They said it's traveling at whatever that is, 2,100
kilometers an hour.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's pretty fast.
It's fast.
It's pretty fast.
It's not close to speed of light fast.
Anyways, James, we'll keep an eye out, you guys. We will let you know what the Harvard scientists have to say.
Hold on.
About
What's the speed
coming towards us? Due at the end of October. Fingers crossed. Gets here sooner. Just kidding. But yeah, it's called 31 Atlas. If you guys do want to look that up, Loeb at Harvard has been studying it. I believe him. I trust the physics guy, the physics from Harvard. You know?
You do.
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Is that okay with you?
You are allowed to definitely trust that if you want to.
You heard him, you guys. All right. Thank you, James, for that gorgeous science quarter that I know you just love talking about.
Absolutely.
All right, you guys. It's time for Secret. Yeah, that's right. It's time for secrets, where we listen to your weird ass secrets, weird stories. We're always throwing out prompts. We're always giving, random ideas like that one, like the birthday party. Like that is.
The birthday party is a good one. Somebody's got to have a weird kid birthday party.
Sweet 16.
Like somebody peeing where they shouldn't have. Even younger.
Where they shouldn't have.
Like what if like an 8 or 9 year old birthday party, right?
Punch.
Yeah, something happened.
But if you do want to call in and tell us a weird birthday story, any weird thing that you've done, your family's done, you can call in too.
SpeakPipe.
That's speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Again, speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. James, are you ready? So this is crazy and kind of like Science Corner adjacent. So here we go.
Hi, Sam and James. Love you guys. You guys were just talking on your latest podcast about you were doing the secrets or whatever. And the woman was talking about that woman having 2 uteruses or uteri. How does that work? Anyways, this is butthole related, not in a really gross sense, but my son was born without one. It's called an anal rectal malformation, um, where children are born without them, or they're placed in the wrong place, or fecal and urine comes out of the urethra, which is not where it's supposed to go. It's called a cloaca, like a bird. That usually happens in females. Just a weird medical thing. He also is missing certain sections of his spine. So they kind of go hand in hand. Anyways, weird little butthole fact.
Isn't that I've never heard of that.
What a strong mother to talk about,
Seriously.
to call in and talk about that.
Have you heard of that?
Good on you. I've heard of such things before. I've heard of the heard of the butthole not allowing things out of it, definitely.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the spinal connection. I would love to have a follow-up call on what have they done about this.
Yeah, and how old
what
is
are
he
they
now?
doing?
And is it like, was there a condition he was diagnosed with that?
Do they
or
need
is
a
it
colostomy
just-
bag? Did they create a butthole for him?
Right.
I don't like if there isn't the sphincter muscle, which is that one that you can clinch, right? Does that exist? Like there's a lot of interesting science questions around this one.
Well, I'm sure they can like build you one these days.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. Because that's what, I think too, especially with pregnant women.
Yeah.
If they give birth, sometimes they rip their fucking ass and vag to one hole. Like they have to like rebuild their asshole.
Because a lot of them are shitting.
Like I can't even. But that is so. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I hope everything's okay. I mean, it sounds like. I would hope if it's not like a fatal.
Sounds like he's doing great. Yeah.
But let us know. I'm curious if it's like if it's a genetic thing. But that's a first.
Definitely.
I've heard of
definitely a little genetic.
Yeah. If anyone can beat that, anyone else have one butthole, no buttholes, 3 buttholes, 4 buttholes? You know what else is a very common thing that I brought up before is multiple nipples.
Yeah, that one's common.
I forget that also. I feel like it's a genetic thing.
Yeah. Yep. Looks like a skin condition or just reproduced.
Yeah, where you
another nipple.
Yeah.
I
feel like the most famous one was, who Harry Styles is?
Yes.
He has like 4 nipples, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it became like this big viral thing where people like learned like it's actually not super common, but it's
common enough. Yeah. There's a guy I went to college with that had like a third, like it wasn't like a full nipple, but he'd show it off when he was drunk.
That's
little
nice.
skin, like a big extra skin tag.
Yeah. Too funny. Well, anyone else have any weird body parts? Or call us in. Let us know.
You have extra ones or lack thereof.
Yeah. All right. So finally, our blacklight guy.
Oh yes.
I keep calling you blacklight guy because
I think that's the appropriate name.
But and again, like I just want you to know, like I picture you calling us like out of a truck with a big beard and like a handkerchief on.
I told him I want to have garage beers with him.
Yeah.
Nothing better than a cold garage beer.
Talk about these secrets, but he called back in to retell what he was trying to tell us. Here we go.
James, this is Blacklight Guy. I'd love to tell you my real name because I have tons of stories. I heard my name mentioned last week, but you couldn't hear what I was saying. So I hope this one turns out. So you were talking about people that have interesting finds at their jobs and stuff. So I do disaster restoration, and people will overflow their bathtub or their toilet will overflow or bathroom vanity will leak or something like that, and everybody thinks the water stays in the bathroom. Well, invariably, there's always a master bedroom behind the wall, and water migrates under walls, and it goes all over the place. So I can't tell you how many different sets of sex toys I see a week, and some of the ladies are like, "Well, you know what I was doing before you got here," or some are so embarrassed and they make a big deal. And yes, service guys, we all see it. We all make a mental note, but we don't comment. But yeah, I've seen fist dildos, double-ended dildos, Astroglide, butt plugs, vibrators, the rose clit suckers. I've seen it all. And yeah, as I'm following the water around the corner and in down the hall and into another bedroom, and it's like always the master bedroom, and it's like, yep, your wall, your bedroom's wet, your closet's wet, and yes, we see your toys on the nightstand, but as professionals, we just make a mental note and don't comment. We just act like we didn't see it and keep rolling. So I hope this one turns out. Talk to you later. Bye.
I just love it.
Blacklight guy.
I know. We just I feel like we don't give men a platform enough.
We don't need to. I don't. He said, I'd love to give my name. Don't. You're Blacklight guy. That's all we need. No, that's way better.
But I do want to know what you look like, just to see if it matches what I'm picturing in my head.
He's a service guy.
Service guy.
I love that you said that.
Guy.
I work with a lot of service guys.
Yeah, that was gorgeous, and you do always wonder, what they're thinking, and if something you left something out by accident.
Yeah.
But I always think someone's had to have left out something worse.
Oh yeah.
Or I'm sure you've seen some crazy shit over your days. I'm sure you do have some good stories, but either people doing things when you walk in, or on a construction site.
I have a feeling Blacklight guy will come up with some more good ones for us. That was a great story.
Again, because our audience is mostly female, so I always just love, if a male listener, what's the male perspective? What else are males doing that's weird out there? What are you guys up to? Guys are always doing really weird shit.
I feel like now I know women will have we could say women, but at a girl's birthday party, like younger, when you're below 4.
Yeah.
There has to be some of the guys out there that have had some birthday stories. I really think the males will come through on this one. Yeah. When we were kids, there's always something
funky.
Yeah, I knocked myself out at a birthday, one of my friend's birthday parties.
Doing what?
I tripped and I hit my head on the fireplace.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Like
you guys
9.
are so wild. Wow.
Still got a scar.
Wow.
Pretty badass.
Fucking crazy, James. Because speaking of girly things, this is a very girly thing that some girlies have done. I've heard some stories that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy with this. And James, just gird your loins. Here we go.
Hey, Sam and James. Can't believe I haven't thought of calling this one in the past. Okay, so this was back in college, and I was on my period, and I guess I had stuck a tampon in and forgotten about it. And my boyfriend and I at the time had sex. I did not know that there was a tampon in there. A couple weeks later, I called my doctor because there was a terrible odor coming from my vag. And so I called my doctor. I went in and she was like, "Oh, I think you have a tampon up there, like very far up there." So she had to get the things that they use when they do a pap smear, get those out and fish it out. And yeah, I wouldn't wish that smell on my worst enemy. It was awful and so embarrassing. But then another time, I definitely had been drinking this time. Was feeling all buzzed, and we were about to go out, and I wanted to make sure that I put a tampon in before we left. So I went to just put in a little light tampon, and I went to put it in. There were already 2 tampon strings hanging from my bag. So I was already prepared, a little too prepared, actually. Hope that gave you guys a giggle. Love ya. Bye.
Girl.
A lot of giggles.
Girl. I have had friends that have done that, either forgotten or have to. I mean, it's because it's my worst fear. I overthink and triple check. And again, this is such a girl thing. That's why I was kind of prefacing that. But it is scary because there's toxic shock syndrome that you can get from leaving
I'm
a tampon
sure
in.
if you leave that in there too long,
you can some people literally have died from it. No joke.
I believe that sepsis is something that could probably set in.
Literally getting sepsis.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it is a scary thing, and that's why I honestly, the more I cannot have to wear tampons, I have period underwear that I've been wearing that is just especially if I'm around the house. If I go out, but if I'm gym shorts, that's what I'll do. But because it's scary. And also, like, with all that, like, those studies that came out about, like, what's in the tampons,
Yeah.
you're, like, shoving it up
They aren't
there.
exactly the cleanest thing.
No, and it's, it's, like, so just unnatural.
I don't want to shove stuff up my wiener hole.
Right?
Yeah.
Where it's, like, and, it's, it is, like, sit around basically like in a diaper, but at the same time, it's, like...
And that's just
part of life.
Way that bacteria could enter your bloodstream very easily from that area.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like anti-tampon right now. I feel like that's becoming more of like a movement. So, but I'm sorry that happened to you.
That's horrible.
Again, like, wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy, because
I'm glad she gets a giggle out of it.
Yes.
She was even one of us too. Like, that's
you had
fantastic.
2 in there already, and you went to go put another one is criminal.
And
jail time.
There's nothing I can comment on, because, like, what am I going to do? Make fun of that? I don't know what it feels like or how to do something like that.
No,
I can't comment on that.
That's that's diabolical. But at least, again, you didn't get like seriously hurt from it, because it can be
the smell
scary,
thing
spooky
is scary.
stuff.
Yeah,
spooky stuff. But some great secrets, great little mix, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So if you have any weird secrets, weird things you want to tell us, something weird you've done, weird birthday party, weird thing you were born with or born without, anything else, whatever weird it is, call us in, let us know at
SpeakPipe.
That's speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Again, speakpipe.com/weird and proud pod. Always anonymous, up to 2 minutes. And I think that's really it. Just also make sure you get your tickets if you're local. Don't forget,
get your tickets.
They're getting low. Tickets are getting low, and it's probably going to be the last time for around here for a while.
Or if you've ever just wanted to visit New York City, what a great weekend to come in. It's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah.
Come in, fly in on a Wednesday, stay and see the city Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Go back Sunday. You have a whole Monday off. Yeah.
Whoa, not a bad idea. Oh my God, do that. Do that for sure. I mean, if you're able to. And those tickets are SamanthaRamsell.com/event. All right, James, anything else you want to tell the people?
Love you, weirdly.
Love you guys so much. Go Packers.
Go Pack, go.
Can't wait. Bye.